Hello, friends. We are in the class for Master in Business Administration second semester students, and the subject is marketing management. The topic that we are going to discuss today is new product development. Now, let's get started. When we talk about product development, we have to think about certain important decisions that need to be taken, right? And what are those decisions? Let's look upon them. It involves decisions regarding what to manufacture or buy, how to have the packaging of the same, how to price the products, and how to sell the products. These important four decisions need to be undertaken before we start developing any product. Now, there, in case if the organization is a manufacturing organization, the production department seek the advice of the marketing department in terms of what to produce, because marketing department knows better the needs and requirements of the consumers. And as a manufacturing firm, you have to produce those products and commodities that the consumer need to have, that can satisfy the needs and requirements of the consumers, because marketing department knows better the needs and requirements of the consumer than the production department. So this is the case with the marketing department. Now, marketing organization. But if organization is a purely trading organization, now in case if the organization is a purely trading organization, it is the purchase department who will be purchasing the products from the manufacturers, and what product to be purchased, the purchase department in that connection seeks the advice of the marketing department, that what are the consumers needs and requirements, and on the basis of those needs and requirements, the purchase department purchases the products and provide it to the consumer so that they may be able to satisfy their needs and requirements. So as we have seen, both in the case of manufacturing organization and also in the case of trading organization, marketing department plays an important role in updating the production department and purchase department respectively, in order to decide upon what to produce or what to purchase that may satisfy the needs and requirements of the consumers. Now, here the work of product planning and development is solely the responsibility of marketing department, and marketing department have to perform both these functions of product planning and product development with great care. Now, new product development involves creation of new ideas, and these ideas should be evaluated in terms whether we will be able to sell that idea in form of product, whether we will be able to gain profit after selling the products developed on those ideas. Then we have to see that whether we are having the production facilities and resources in order to manufacture all those products in our organization or not, right? Further, we have to see that whether we are having the facilities of designing such a kind of product, or and further, do we have facilities or arrangements so that we may go for product testing in our organization, and do we have the resources by which we can market that product or not. So these are certain important decisions that, or important activities that should be considered while we are going for any new product development. The main or the important task of the product planners is to identify the specific customer needs and expectations out of the product, and match the capabilities of the company with that, so that you may be able to produce right products to the and provide it to the consumer according to their needs and requirements. Now, in all these stages, management have to decide upon certain points. These points are three in number. Now, among them, the first point talks about whether to move on to the next stage, whether we are in the position to move on to the next stage. The second point, that is the B, to abandon the product. If our product is not liked by the consumer, or if our product is such that fails in the market test, or if our product is such that that our resources do not match with that product, then should we abandon that product? And the third point, to seek additional information, right? If it is desired, you have to decide upon that whether you need to have some more information in relation to, in connection to that issue. Now, stages in new product development. There are different stages involved in the development of a new product. What are these stages? We will find out and understand. Now, product development is not a activity that happens all by itself, but it is a planned activity. Product development does not happen like a rush job. It involves a lot of planning in developing a new product. Now, good firms planning their innovations for 5 to 10 years in advance. That is the reason you might have seen electronic companies, for example the mobile companies, they are continuously working on improving their technology, and they plan for at least 5 to 10 years. They plan for 5 to 10 years, so that for those that 5 to 10 years they have their business secure. They have planned the technology, they have developed the technology for 5 to 10 years, and they will keep on giving you something or the new every year, so that they may be able to sustain themselves in the market. And it is important too, because today's world is the world of technology. Consumer is very fond of innovative features in the product. Consumer is always looking for innovation in the product, and that is the reason whenever the consumer is getting good product with innovative feature, the consumer always get attracted towards such a product. These companies have idea what product development or what new product development can cater to the demand of the customers. It is all a result of marketing research that these companies are doing, that they are very well aware about the consumer behavior in that particular segment of market, so that this gives them a better or a deeper insight into the consumer behavior, and they may be able to understand what kind of product the consumer actually need. Now, experience has shown that those firms which are successful in developing marketable products are one who have formally recognized have this function very well, because it all depends upon understanding your consumers and understanding your market segments, right? So you only then you will be able to develop those products which are highly marketable. Now, this function of planning and development of new product involves 6 different steps. This function of planning and development of new products involves 6 steps. And what are those steps? We'll discuss them one by one. The first step is generation of product ideas. Now, what is generation of product idea? As I have already said, that every product starts with an idea. Now, every product, when I say every product, it is, yes, really it is every product. You look at any of the product, like nowadays you people might be using truly wireless headsets, truly wireless earbuds, right, which are having no wires at all. It is also a result of consumer needs and demands. The consumers are frequently demanding uh, Bluetooth earbuds, with the help of which you can, without any wireless connection, you can enjoy the music, or you can chat on your telephones without any problem while driving, even on while you are driving your vehicles. So idea gives birth to a product. So generation of a new idea, or generation of an idea, generation of product idea, is the first step in new product development process. Now, Product planner here visualize new product ideas, that what new product that they can develop in light of the information about the needs and requirements of the consumers. Ideas can be obtained from different parties. These parties may include professional designers, scientists, customers, dealers, competitors, etc. Now, further ideas can also come from brainstorming session through management. Brainstorming session plays an important role in providing or in generating new ideas for different products. It should be noted here that idea source is not important, but what is important is idea, right? It is not important what is the source from where the idea is coming from, but important thing is idea. And every idea that carries certain amount of gravity should be evaluated, should be evaluated thoroughly, irrespective of the fact that what is the source of that idea, so that no good idea, so that you should not be dropping any good idea. Now, for example, Ratan Tata have got the idea of Tata Nano, the small and cheapest car, when he was going to his office by his car, and he saw middle class people on their two-wheelers like scooters or motorcycles. They are driving with their full family, husband, wife, two children, one children, standing in in front of father, and the another children is sitting along with the mother on the back seat of the scooter. So at that moment of time, Ratan Tata decided that yes, I will be making a car which should be in the price range, which should be affordable, which should be in an affordable price range of the middle class people, so that they may be able to overcome this challenge or and this risk of carrying so many people on a two-wheeler, which is risky too. So this is the point where Ratan Tata have got the idea of making Tata Nano car in the budget of rupees 1 lakh. he he deputed a team of product designer in designing Tata Nano, and this team has worked very hard in order to develop a car that should come under the price range as decided by Ratan Tata of rupees 1 lakh. So this can be an excellent example in case of Ratan Tata about the generation of an idea. So that is how our product comes. Our product is the result. Every product is the result of an idea. Now, new product ideas can come from company research and development departments, also from managers, salespersons, consumers, or maybe from industrial users, middlemen, supplier of raw materials, governmental agencies, company competitors, and products trade associations, private research organizations, inventors, laboratories, trade generals, etc. These are the different parties from where you can get the idea for a product, right? It does not matter what is the source of idea. As I said, the thing that matters is what is the idea. Now, ideas may also come from brainstorming sessions, suggestion from employees, engineers, and other outside sources, solicited and unsolicited. Consumers' complaints, dissatisfaction can also be the source of new ideas for a company in order to develop or plan a new product. So, as you have seen, there are so many sources where from which you get an idea for manufacturing or for developing or for planning a new product. The consumers are the best sources of ideas because they are the actual people who are ultimately consuming the product, and they have the needs and requirements strictly for which the companies are manufacturing their products. It may be clear from the observation made by Canon Widget and other different companies whose example you can see on this slide, that different companies have entered into manufacturing different products, as you can see in the slide in terms of examples which are mentioned in this slide. Moving further, the second most important step in new product development is screening of new ideas. Now you have generated the new idea on the basis of which you will be making a new product. Now you cannot let the idea go like this. After getting the idea or after shortlisting the idea, you need to screen all those shortlisted ideas, that whether in order to evaluate the worth of those ideas. So screening is the second step in the new product development after generation of new ideas, where you have to find out that how relevant that idea is. Now what will you be doing in screening the ideas? Let us see. The generated ideas are examined so that we may be able to eliminate those ideas which are not capable to be considered. Here at this step, it's a negative process. We evaluate each and every idea and we eliminate those ideas which are unrealistic, or those ideas particularly which may not be considered to be developed as a product or a service, and which do not suits to our marketing objectives. The ideas should be screened in with great care, because any idea at this stage, if we adopt any idea at this stage, it will be converted into product or service, and because of this, that idea will cost both money and time. Because in order to convert that idea into product, you have to spend time, you have to spend money to do that. So this stage should be taken with great care. This stage should be handled with great care, because it is an important stage where you have to approve or disapprove any idea. It involves evaluating the capabilities of the companies, that whether you have scientific knowledge and technical skills, so that you may be able to develop that product or not. And if not, whether you are in a position to import or to purchase that technology, or to hire those kind of experts who may help you out in manufacturing that particular product, what you are deciding to manufacture or not. Now the basic idea at this stage, is to find out that which are those ideas should be considered, and which are those ideas that should be eliminated. Here itself, the screening should be rigorous and should not be permitting any poor stuff, but it should not be so rigorous that it should be eliminating good ideas too. That is the reason I have said that the screening should be done with great care, so that at least only bad ideas should be eliminated, and good ideas, or potentially good ideas, should be considered. The information required in evaluating the new product possibilities should be drawn up in a manner so that it may be able to highlight the possibilities in terms of implementing or in terms of converting that idea into a product. It should also be able to make you understand what is the amount of risk and what is the amount of capital investment which is required in order to convert that idea into a product or a service. Now the ideas which is most attractive at this stage should be developed into a product concept. Now what is the product concept? We will be understanding it. This idea should be taken to the consumers in order to understand the thinking of the consumer about that idea, and to understand whether the idea will be able to offer that benefit to the consumer and the organization as well, what organization is expecting or not. Now here is an example also. An auto company has developed a battery. An auto company, for example, has developed a battery which is powered electric car, and our company has developed a battery which will be powering an electric car. And this company has developed different concepts for the same. It may have different concepts on the basis of which it will be working. The concept one is that an affordable compatible car for a small family. This is the first concept, that we are offering an affordable car to a small family. Meaning hereby we are offering a small car at an affordable price to the two small families. This is the first concept. This is the first concept, in the form of which this idea may be, this is the first concept which has been developed on the basis of this idea. The second concept may be a green car meant for low pollution transportation. We have developed a car which will be polluting the environment at a very lesser degree as compared to the petrol and diesel car. We have developed a car which is very eco-friendly and which will be generating very less degree of pollution to the environment. The third concept may be a mid-size utility vehicle for cost-effective transportation. We have developed a mid-size utility vehicle which is available for cost effective transportation. It is cheap in terms of its price also, and it is cheap in terms of its running cost also. So these can be this a single product can be offered to the consumer in three different ways. These are the three concepts for the same product, right? So this is called concept development. Now, concept testing. Let us understand what is concept testing. It is the concept development. Now, again, as we have tested the idea, now we have to test the concept, which is the best concept that should, which we will be offering, by which we will be offering our product to the consumer. Now, we have to, like we have developed these three concepts, we have to test all these three concepts individually, so that we may be able to understand that which concept will be best suitable for the consumers. Now, what is happening in the concept testing? It involves testing of new product with the target consumer to understand if the consumers are having consumer appeals or not. We have to understand that different concepts that we have developed, do they have proper consumer appeal, and we will be choosing the one which is having the highest degree of consumer appeal. For example, synthetic detergent is used in powder form in several countries, but in India, Hindustan Unilever has proceeded to test a detergent bar as a concept, because many Indians are accustomed to use bar to rub on their fabric for removing the dirt. So most of the, as we have seen in this example, in many of the countries, synthetic detergent is being used in form of powder, but in India people are fond of using synthetic detergent in form of bar. That is the reason Hindustan Unilever has offered synthetic detergent in form of bar also. So this is the example of concept testing. The concept that has hold well in some other countries has not hold well in India. In India, the concept for the synthetic detergent is comparatively different as compared to other countries. Now, the fourth step is marketing strategy development. The first was your idea generation, the second was idea screening, the third is concept development, the next and concept development and testing, the fourth is your marketing strategy development. Now let us understand what is marketing strategy development. This stage aimed at designing the marketing strategies for our new product development based on the and this strategy is based on the concept of the product that we on the basis of which we are going to market the product. Now marketing strategy has to cover the following aspects that you are able to see on your slide. The first is define the target market, the planned value propositions for the customer, sales target and profit goals for the initial years of the product. Now the first point says what you have to do. You have to define the target market for the product, planned value proposition for the customer. Third is sales target that you have to achieve, and profit goals for the initial years when the product is being launched. What are the profit goals for that particular product? The second point is determine the price of the product, distribution budget and promotion budget that is required to promote and distribute the product among the consumers. Now at the third step, you have to specify the expected sales of the product and the profitability that the product will be giving in the long run, and marketing mix strategy that you have to follow in the time to come. Fifth step is your business analysis, which is most important as far as new product development is concerned. This is the stage at which financial attractiveness of the new product will be determined and evaluated. Here, business analysis here involves review of sales, cost and profit for the production of new product in order to determine the feasibility of the product, that what cost we need to incur in developing a product and what profit we will be getting out of that product. We have to do a cost benefit analysis. Particularly here, the marketers evaluate new ideas in the light of companies capabilities, in connection to financial resources, in connection to technology. Only those ideas which are most profitable and feasible will be fixed up for further investigation and for development into a product, because you have to create a proper match in between all these points. Now the sixth step is development of the product. This is an important stage which involves development of the new product. Here you actually develop a new product for the consumer. In this stage, precise description of the feature of the proposed product are laid down, after which selected consumers are asked to offer their comments on the proposed products, so that at least you may be able to have initial feedback of the consumer at this point of time only, and that feedback may be considered in development of the product. Further, decisions about branding, packaging, labeling, etc. should also be made at this phase of product development itself, because it is the stage where actually we are deciding upon the development of the product, and the product development is almost in the final stage. Now when the product takes a tangible form, consumer testing can be done, which is very necessary before launching your product into the market. You need to get your product tested by a selected group of customer in order to locate any kind of shortcomings or problems in your product. Further, consumer testing will provide you with the different problems that may exist with your product, and you will be able to have all those problems in front of you that consumers have felt while using that product, and you may work upon in removing all those defects from your product, and then you can go for mass production of the product so that the same product may be launched into the market to the consumers. Now seventh is the test marketing. Now what is test marketing? Let us understand. It is carried out to understand the ability of marketing programs for large scale distribution. Before product is widely distributed in the market, it is necessary to understand that a selected market or mini market testing should be done in order to understand that whether the consumer what whether the consumer will be liking the product or not, or is there any kind of problem or any kind of shortcomings in the products. Customers are given provided with the product, and customers are asked to give their reactions, I mean immediate feedback in connection to the product. And this reaction of the consumer and feedback of the consumer is taken with great care. Test marketing allows greater control over new product, because you have launched the product only in a small segment of market, and the unit of product is also less in number. So in case if there is any problem with the product may be withdrawn from the market, and it may be improved, and further it may be provided to the consumer with after removing all those problems and defects. So this test marketing is comparatively very important before launching the product into the entire market. If there are defects in the product, it should be withdrawn. It is very necessary, otherwise you will be losing your goodwill and reputation in the market. Test marketing is generally done by consumer good companies who try out new products with the selected consumers in order to understand any shortcomings in the product. Because even after careful development of the product and testing of the product, it is possible that the product may have left with certain shortcomings. So test marketing is very important before launching the product into the entire market, because on product is the brand ambassador for a company, and the entire reputation of the company depends upon the performance of its product. Now, test marketing examines how the consumer's total marketing mix is performing in the market. Test marketing provides you information about this. Test marketing should be carried out after product development, which is not a guarantee for success in the market. It just gives you information about defects, if any, present in your product. Test marketing evaluates the whole marketing plan of the company, including product pricing, promotion, and distribution. That is, test marketing evaluates the whole marketing mix of the company when you launch your product for test marketing. Test marketing is very helpful in forecasting sales of the product which is about to be launched in the entire market. The main benefits of test marketing may be summarized as under. First benefit of test marketing is that it offers an opportunity to the consumer to examine in a natural marketing environment, so that the company may be able to understand the sales performance of the consumer of the product, because the product is being examined by the actual consumer who will be consuming the product in the market ultimately. The second advantage of test marketing is that it may identify the weakness or the weakness in the product, and also the weaknesses in the overall marketing plan, if any, and the company can get it corrected at the right time. The third advantage is that it is helpful in help the management to develop a profile of potential customers and their purchasing habits, which is very important as far as company's reputation and company's goodwill is concerned. Fourth point of advantage to the test marketing is that it enables the marketing manager to evaluate alternative marketing strategies that you have developed for your product. Fifth advantage is that it offers an opportunities to compare consumers' reaction to the test product and the competing product. Now, eighth and the last step is commercialization. it is actually launching of the product into the entire market. After test marketing is done carefully and it has given green signal to the product, the next step is introduction of new product into the entire market. At this step, the marketing department launch full fledged marketing campaign for mass distribution of the, and also the mass distribution of the product. The product is marketed aggressively, and you may notice intense commercials on different medias of advertisement about the product. Distribution channels are chosen to make the product available to the consumer wherever the consumer are demanding the product, so that there may not be any shortage of product to the consumer. As soon as the product is launched in the market, the life cycle of the product gets started, and marketing manager have to keep a close look at the product in order to identify and in order to take care of marketing strategies during the different stages of product life cycle in order to maximize the sales volume of the product. Necessary improvements, if desired, should be introduced whenever it is desired, in terms of technology and in terms of some additional features. So this is all about new product development. Thank you.